Okay, it is Monday, April 27th of 2026. It is almost 11 o'clock at night. Um, I have this increasing guttural feeling that I need to be documenting every single day or as many days as I can to show myself and to show anyone else who is wondering and looking at this later that I am not crazy. I am not in any way, shape, or form out of my mind. And although I know that, today I had to interact with my abuser and my son's abuser for the first time in almost 3 years. We were in court, and as anyone who has been to court with their abuser knows, court is just a place where you are re victimized by your abuser because your abuser knows all of the manipulation tactics and they work on judges. So today in court, and also I wanted to start this by saying, like, I am not suicidal. I do not think about killing myself. I am the happiest that I have ever been. Every single day of my life gets better and better due to the work that I have put in to make my life better. Look at my cat. Look at my cat. She's making some biscuits on me. Also, who could be depressed in my amazingly comfy bed? Nobody. I am so happy. My life is going really well. Anybody who knows me knows that I do not do drugs. I do not drink. I do not abuse prescription medication that is prescribed to me. I drive very safely. I do not live a reckless life. I do not do things that would ever put myself in danger or orphan my child. I strongly believe in taking very good care of myself so that I can live a long, happy life, accomplishing all of the things that I want to accomplish, reading all of the books that I want to read, listening to all of the music, traveling to all the places, doing all of the things that my kid wants to do. I have an insatiable zest for life. It is literally the reason that I have had breakups in the past because I do not do apathy on any level. I am so fucking happy every day. And now that that has been said, I had to be in court with my abuser today. My abuser, who previously, when I was with him, worked endlessly to try and convince me to kill myself. Yes, he wormed his way into my brain, completely like altered the constitution of who I was. I was not in a good place when I met him, and he fully knew that and took advantage of it. Tried to convince me to kill myself. Threatened to kill himself every time I tried to leave. And then what do you know? We had a baby, and I saw myself living this life that was not meant for me if I were to have stayed with him. And we were not together ever in the time that I had my child. My child never knew us together, and I'm happy for that because we were extremely toxic and horrible together. But it did not stop this man from abusing my child. And my child, adamantly, at 7 years old, tells me that his father abused him. I believe him. Whether or not the state of Idaho believes him, whether or not the courts believe him, that's a different story. Whether or not Faces of Hope, who did the victim abuse testimony on him, believes him because it was a month and a week late from when it was called in, and his 4-year-old memory could not recall all of the details, so they didn't have enough to prosecute this man. I still believe my child. When he tells me his daddy hurt him, his daddy hits him, his daddy left him in a room all by himself and locked him in there, I believe all of those things. I believe that this man is abusive. My child has not seen this man for 3 years, right? 3 years. suddenly, suddenly out of the blue, he's interested in being a father again. Hmm, it's funny, strange. I wonder why. Why now? I'm curious. So, I have made the decision that I am not going down easy. He will not sink me and my constitution in keeping my child safe. He will not regain access to further hurt my child if I can help it. And my biggest worry is actually that the state of Idaho is determined to allow children to continue to be hurt and harmed by people in their lives. The state of Idaho does not care about the safety of children. They've proved that time and time again. They do not care about keeping my child safe from his abuser. And throughout this custody court process, the state of Idaho, in the judicial segment, has stated that their primary focus is on reuniting the family. Okay, you want to reunite a child who is vulnerable, who has no way to contact anybody, with their abuser. That's crazy. It is. That is crazy. And it is very counterintuitive to keeping children safe. So, I am making this video because this is the beginning of something that could be very big in my life and in maybe the state of Idaho, because I am not going to accept the fact that they might force my child to get back together with his dad. If my child doesn't want to do that, I'm going to support my child in doing that. I have a feeling that I am going to ruffle some feathers. And I've always had this feeling that my ex is connected somehow. And that is why he has gotten away with all of the things that he has gotten away with. And if he is not connected, then that just means that the state of Idaho is inept and corrupt and allows people, men especially like him, to get away with this behavior time and time again, to continue abusing women, continue abusing children, and continue to be enabled by the state to do it. Obviously, I have no tangible evidence aside from my own anecdotal experience of living in this environment and living in this system. I cannot help but feel as though I am supposed to be here on planet Earth to do this, to fight against this. I never had a strong pull to have a child until I met this man and until I hit this age, and it was like it was cosmic. I can't explain it. I needed to have a baby, and I did. And no matter what his father has put me through, which has been a lot. Okay, he's aged me. It's been a lot. I am so thankful I have this child now. I am so thankful. He is the greatest thing ever. I love him so much. Oh my God, he's so funny and he's so smart. And all I can think when I look at him is, who wouldn't fight to the death for you? Who wouldn't do that? I would fight to the death for my child. And I think it's because I know that. I know that I'll fight to the death for him. I know that I would die protecting him, even if it means protecting him from the state. That's why I had to make this video. I just needed to show that whatever happens to me, whatever it is, I just know if it were ever malicious, it would be covered up really well. It would be hidden in some way. My ex is a very smart man. He's so good at manipulating the courts. He's so good at manipulating people around him. Like, it's terrifying, the things that he's gotten away with. And me, I'm a very straight shooter. I tell people how I feel because I think there's a lot of bullshit circling around and people pretending and trying to make fake friends and fake alliances. I hate that shit. I hate the politics. I hate the business aspect of all of that. I cannot do it in work. I can't do it in my personal life. I'm a very polarizing person. And my ex knows this about me. And I could internalize that and say, and blame myself and say that I am the reason that things are this way because I can't play the game. But I don't do that victim blamey stuff. I don't do that. It is not my fault that he is so good at manipulating. He's manipulated judges, he's manipulated his parole officers, he's manipulated his bosses, multiple girlfriends, multiple people of authority like the police. He has manipulated many people into trusting him and believing him. And he's so good at telling his little sob story. He's so good at it. Like, he's very charismatic. It's one of the things that drew me to him, obviously. Like, you don't fall in love with an abuser because you see all of the things that are abusive about them. You fall in love with their charm and their character and the way that they can sway a room. He's very good at swaying a room. And I just know if he were to do anything to me to make me go away, he would be very crafty about it. He would make it seem like, oh, my new hobby took me, or my Adderall prescription, I overdid it and I had a heart attack, or suddenly I have a little drug problem. Girl, I'm never gonna have a little drug problem. I have never had a little drug problem. I do not do drugs. I do not drink. Let me pull up my phone and show. I am 1,218 days without alcohol. And before that, I very seldom drank, anyways. Ever since having my child, hangovers are like debilitating, like multiple days long. So I would only have drinks if my child were with my son. I have not drank in over 3 years, since before this incident happened with my son's dad. So just know that if anything ever happens to me, it was him. Or it was someone very powerful that knew that the fight was coming to them next after I got done with him. Because I would never just have a slip and fall accident on a hike. Are you kidding me? I don't go on hikes like that. I don't go to hikes unprepared. I would never put myself in a position where my son, would not have a mom anymore. I would never do that, ever. He is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. And our life is great. I'm so excited for life every day. He and I wake up and we're just like so excited to be alive. So I'm bringing this fight. I'm bringing this fight to my ex, and I am going to make him regret fighting me. I am going to make him regret every single thing that he did to my child. No matter what happens in the meantime, I want this video to be out there. And I think I do need to start documenting every day that goes by, all of the little things, even and maybe I'll post them to YouTube and start a little vlog, but something is shifting. I can feel it. Something is changing, and I need to be documenting this because something big is going to happen. I can feel it.